What's going on this Sunday? All right, I'm going to post something in here in a moment. Let's see. Hey guys, what's going on? I got something cool I want to share today. I want to share the answer to a question that I text out. I text it 9019. Okay. I text out a question. All right, what's up? How's it going? I just wanted to go live here because I was in shock today. I text out to probably about several thousand, a lot of people yesterday, Sunday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. I text and asked a bunch of people in my text string, what's up? Happy Sunday, everybody. I asked if there was one thing, like if you were 95 years old, I want you to answer this right now, right? If you were 95 years old and you were looking back on your life, and you lived a good life, but not an outstanding one. Like it was good. Somebody said, hey, how was your life? Man, it was good. How was your income? Good. How was your career? It was good. How was your relationship? Good. Let's just talk about it in your career, right? In your career. If you lived a good life, not one where you're like, oh my God, it was outstanding. I impacted the lives I wanted to make. I lived into my full potential. I really squeezed the juice out of life. Like comparison. If you would say there was one thing that held you back more than any other one thing. This is what I text, and I want to challenge you to see which one you think is the number one answer. I said, what held you back from living a life at your full potential? Was it fear, time, money, negative people, skills, or other? So that's what I'm going to ask you right now. So if you are 90 years old, 95 years old, you're looking back, you lived a good life, not an outstanding life, what was the number one thing holding you back? Was it fear, time, money, negative people, or lack of skills? Go ahead. Hit me up right now. Tell me, because I want to tell you, oh, they're coming in. Great. I want to tell you that it was overwhelming. I mean, I think I text. I listen, if you're not texting me, you should. And I'll post that here right now. Text me. Let's see. If I hold it, I never did this before. I don't know how to make it stick. I don't know how to pin it. I believe I don't go live enough to know how to do that. Okay, anyway, I'll tell you later. My number's 480-400-9019. I'll tell you later. But that comes right to my phone. And I love it because I get instant feedback on questions. And I probably answered 150 text messages today. I do as many as I can. But let me just share this with you. It was overwhelmingly fear. It was fear. And I get it. I've been afraid most of my life, afraid of the next level, afraid of messing up things, afraid of not being loved, afraid of not being good enough, afraid I wasn't smart enough, fearful that I was going to fail. So I want to really touch on this today because so many people replied back with fear that I just felt obligated or motivated to go live today. So, hey, thanks for being here on a Sunday with me. And I know I haven't been going live much in here. I try to do a story for you every single day. If you notice, I think I've missed like 3 days in the last 2 years. Thank you for helping us go past 1 million followers on Instagram. Thank you for all the kind messages you send to my wife. You follow my wife. You give her great messages. We're so blessed. So here I am today. Let's talk about fear. I was away last weekend with a bunch of cool people down in Puerto Rico. I say cool people, just great humans, good hearts, some people you know. And my friend Dave Hollis, we were talking about fear. And Dave said to everybody, is it that people are actually fearful of failing or they're fearful of what people will say once they do fail? Think about that. Are you fearful of failing or are you fearful of what people will say if you do fail? That's just something to stick in the back of your head. But here's my quick message on fear today. So when you say fear, it's kind of broad, right? Some of you said limiting beliefs. I saw some of you say on here. I saw so many that text me back said limiting beliefs. Remember this. We give power to invisible forces, right? It's invisible forces that allow us to create things, right? I love when my buddy Tony Robbins goes deep on invisible forces. What do entrepreneurs do? What do successful people do? We make stuff up and then we make it real. I made up the thought of a book, Millionaire Success Habits. Like, man, I want to give people the foundation for success. I want to go upstream. I'm not going to share some magical money machine because they don't work unless you got the anchored in foundation. Doesn't matter what you do, right? So I thought of it and I'm like, I may make it life success habits. No, people want to impact in their money. So let's say Millionaire Success. I made it up and then I made it real. right? My last book, The Underdog Advantage, I came up with that. I made it up. I made it real. My businesses, my partnership with Tony Robbins, I made it up. We made it real. I'm not bragging about me. I want you to think about in your life. What in your life have you made up that became real? You made up a relationship you wanted to be with somebody. You made up the story that you're going to get this job. You made up the story that you're going to start the business. You're going to get more followers on Instagram. You're going to find more friends. You're going to move to a new place. You made it up. The story stuck in here, and then you made it a reality. That's what, if you're following me, you're somebody who wants another level, right? There's a million other things you could be doing right now. There's a million other people you could follow. You could be watching fun, just entertaining, crazy stuff like reality shows and the Kardashians. I'm not knocking them, but you're here. That shows me that you're someone who wants another level of life. As a successful person, as an entrepreneur, I'm really hammering this in. I get it. Hey, everybody, I appreciate all the highs. I'll look later. I don't want to get distracted too much. We make stuff up and we make it real. But guess what? It happens on the other side, where fear holds you back. I want you to look at it through this lens today, like you're putting on these glasses. If you make it up, it will become real. If you make it up and say it won't work because of the current present we have, if it won't work because my parents and family don't support me, it won't work because I wasn't born with money, it won't work because I didn't go to the right school, I don't have the right education, no one believes in me. If you make up that story, guess what? It'll become real. Now, I know you're probably saying, look, Dean, you're sitting in front of your pool, you got this great house, life is wonderful. I'm in a really good place in my life, but it took me a long time to get here. Listen, I didn't get this overnight. I didn't hit some buttons on my keyboard and got magically rich. I failed miserably. I had a bleeding ulcer in my teens because I was so obsessed on trying to make things work and trying to figure it out on my own, not smart enough to learn from other people. I've taken care of my family. I retired my parents when I was in my 20s, and I remember when I retired them, and then I started losing money. I didn't know if I could keep doing it, and the stress and overwhelm, and then trying to go to the next level, and I failed miserably, and I hired the wrong people, and I felt too dumb. Like, man, who are you to think you could run a multi-million-dollar company? You didn't go past high school. You had an 8th grade reading level. You're an idiot. Why would you think you could write a book? You've never read one. Like, I know those stories. I know that fear. You know why? Because I live it. If I sat here and told you, I get a fearful and I pound through it, it doesn't last, I squash it and I go on to do all this amazing stuff, I'd be full of crap. I still get scared. And I've been scared most of my life. But everybody's scared. Every successful person if they tell you they've never been scared, they're full of crap. We've been scared. The difference is people who go to another level still play the game when they're scared. People that are scared to walk in the room and present what you want out of life, they're still scared, but guess what? They find the courage to walk in the room. They find the courage to tell their family, I don't care what you say, I'm doing this anyway. I love you, but I'm doing this anyway. It's not confidence, it's courage. We have to make stuff up and make it real, but if we make up and tell ourselves the story that it's too big, it's too hard, it's too fast, I'm too late, I'm too old, I'm too young, I need more money, I need more education, I promise you, that's where your fear comes from. And here's the last piece I want to tell you. Again, I don't know what you're going through. We all have our own stuff. We could sit. I wish you guys were all here. Thousands of you here. We could talk about our stories. We all have them. It's not the past that keeps us here. It's how we alter the story. So I want to share one last thing with fear, because we had so many comments, thousands of comments saying it's fear. And so many of you just text me fear, right? And if you're not texting me yet, you should. I don't even know how to post it below. And you're on your phone, so you can't type this in. Somebody type this in for me. My personal cell, these text messages come to my phone. 480-400-9019. 480-400-9019. And that is just, I text probably once a week. I reply. This is all my personal stuff. This is not a mass email string. It's pretty awesome. I love it. But so many people said fear. So without having a long, thank you so much, Carol. For writing that down. What's up, Jenna? Good to see you. How's it going? Here's the thing I want to tell you about fear. What if you feared fear itself? Right? I didn't make that up. That's not me. But I think it was Martin Luther King. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Somebody smarter than me will tell me. I love you guys too. What if you feared fear? And this is how. You ready for this? This is my Sunday message before I go inside and eat with my amazing wife and do some more work, because Tony Robbins and I are going live in about 10 days, and I'm completely overwhelmed in a good way. It's complete organized chaos. I'm working insane amount of hours, but we want to bring something amazing. Thank you for sharing the number. What's up, Forbes? Good to see you. So here's the thing. You ready? What if you fast forward and you're 95? I asked that about fear, right? I said that before. If you said you love the good life, not an outstanding life. And it was because of fear. What would that fear feel like at that age? Say you're sitting with your maker, right? You're sitting with God or whoever you believe in. And God said, hey, I remember when you were in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. You were thinking to go to another level. I really want you to think about this one. This is how I'm going to end. This is my big ending, the strong ending. You ready for this? I'm going to back up. I almost didn't write my first book, Totally Fulfilled, because of fear. I was afraid of what people would think. I was afraid people would laugh at me because I wasn't a writer. I wrote a 300-page, 280-page conversation. My first editor said it wasn't a book. I needed to throw the whole thing out and hire a real writer. And because of fear, I swear on my family, I was an inch away from hitting delete on my first book. Delete. Because I felt, damn, I'm not. Other people write. I'm not a writer. I can barely read, right? So I didn't delete it, and against my grain, I had to have courage. I felt embarrassed. I barely told my family. I pushed that book out, and it became a New York Times bestseller. So here's what I want you to think about. When is the last time you let fear stop you? Imagine being at the end of your life. I'm going to tell you in my eyes, and then I'm going to tell you with you. You're sitting with God, and what if I hit delete on that book? And then I'm sitting with God. I'm 95. My life's over. I get to sit with my maker, whoever your maker is. And he says, wow, you know, back when you were 20, I don't know, what were you, 28, 30 years old? You had that book that you wrote and you hit delete. Like, yeah, you know, I was afraid people were going to laugh at me. I was afraid I wasn't smart enough. I'm afraid it took money to get a book out. I was afraid it took connections to get a publishing deal. So, yeah, I just deleted that thing. What if God was like, wow, well, you know where your life went, right? Yeah. I got a little book here, and I want to show you where your life was going to go. You didn't hit delete. You overcame that fear. You went on to write 6 books. You became a multiple New York Times best-selling author. You ended up impacting the lives of millions of people. Let me tell you some of those millions who changed their life forever. Some of them who stopped feeling fearful. You impacted so many people's lives. I got goosebumps thinking about it, that your children got to see it. And they went on to do incredible things. They followed in your footsteps. Yeah, but you let fear get in your way and you deleted that book. So, yeah, you had a good life. Okay, next. Think about that. Think about that in your own life. Think about that in your own life. Where have you deleted your next level of potential? Where, when you sit with your maker, will your maker say to you, you had fear of that? I gave you a brain. I put you on this earth. I gave you free will. I gave you all those things. Imagine that conversation. Wouldn't you rather say, you know what? I was scared to death and I still went after it and I failed miserably. It was terrible. And guess what? I tried it again. The next time, oh my God, I failed even worse. And people made fun of me and people tell me to stop being a dreamer. And I had that dyslexia. I couldn't do it. I didn't feel the best. I didn't do it. And then guess what? I tried again. And then I tried the 4th time. And then I tried the 5th. But then I tried the 6th time, and everybody said, when's she finally going to give up? And the 6th time it hit, and the 6th time I found me. I found that next level. I found my full potential. And man, I could sit here right in front of you right now, maker, God, whoever you believe in, and say, I lived life to the fullest potential. I failed miserably, but I went after it. I didn't listen to that crap-ass story that was in here. I didn't listen to those crappy stories people told me. I went after what I needed. And that's what I wish for you. It's what I wish for each and every one of you. It's why I'm here. It's why I do a story for you every single day. I do the best I can on a daily basis. I'm obsessed with impact. Obsessed. So that's my Sunday message. If you're not texting me, and I don't know how to pin it, but you guys can write this down. Text me, 480-400-9019. I literally have about another half hour. I will look at your text right now. I'll answer as many as I can. I know there'll be hundreds. But if you text me, 480-400-9019. Text me what you believe, what was the most impactful thing for today, or if you got a question. I'll be honest with you, I can't answer every one, but I answer hundreds of them weekly because it puts me right in tune. I know the fact that fear is the number one thing that holds you guys back, so I'll cover some of the other stuff. So screw fear. Fear itself. Be fearful of fear because it's the thing that will stop you from reaching your full potential. Find a way today to tell a new story, to shift it, to overcome it, to not believe the naysayers, to realize they don't They don't make statues of critics. Don't let someone who's unqualified give you advice unless you want to live their life. This is the day you turn the corner. And lastly, be on the lookout. Tony Robbins and I are going live on February 27th. If you were around last year when we went live, we did the biggest online training in history. We're only going live once a year. And there's no place to go, no place to register. If you text me, 480-400-9019, I'll send you a text when it's open to register. As soon as you see the ability to reserve your spot, do it. We pretty much broke the internet last year, and I hate for you to miss out. It only happens once a year. That's my Sunday message. Fear itself. Make this a great day. Rewrite your future. Start it now. All right. Bye.